Hey, love. Welcome to No Matcha, No Mama, the podcast where we pour a little matcha and a whole lot of truth. Every week, I sit with someone I admire, founders, healers, creatives, and friends, and we share a matcha I've crafted just for them. Everything here is intentional. The ingredients in your cup, the energy that we bring, the stories that we open. But this is more than just a podcast. It's a space for feeling seen, understood, and reminded that whatever you are walking through, you are not walking through it alone. At its heart, the show is about exploring how we can truly thrive through all the mess and magic of being human. There's also space to explore the evolving world of longevity and aging well, from new discoveries, treatments, and practices that actually make a difference in our lives so that we can keep showing up for ourselves, our families, and our communities, while remembering that we are all figuring it out as we go. And here we start with matcha, because how we start matters. Today, I'm sitting down with Elissa Goodman. Elissa's path into wellness was really shaped by her own lived experience through loss, through illness, and a deep reckoning with really figuring out how to take care of yourself when life throws everything at you. And so over time, that personal journey has really evolved into a body of work that's rooted in nourishment, resilience, and listening to your body with honesty and compassion. And I'm so excited to have you here and talk about all the things that you do for yourself and for others. And yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I love doing podcasts.
Great. We're in the right spot.
The most important thing and the fun thing is to meet new people.
Yes.
Yeah, who are also doing amazing things in the wellness space.
I love I think that's one of the things that I love most about this is the people that I get to meet and learning about them, and then having somebody to call a friend after because we usually get along.
Yes. There's definitely, a synergy between the people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I made you a matcha. It's just a matcha Americano.
It's delicious. I already had a sip. I couldn't wait because I'm a matcha fanatic.
Me too. No matcha, no mama. Seriously, fanatic. It's one of the rituals that I do every morning. I was wondering, what are the rituals that you do, if there's one or multiple, that really anchor you in starting your day?
The most important thing, I think, is like when I get up to just meditate for 10 to 15 minutes. And a lot of times when it's so beautiful like it is right now out in the sun. Yeah. So to really reset my circadian rhythms and, it couldn't be more gorgeous at this time of the year right now for us. Doing that and just like grounding myself is crucial because I'm an Aries. So once I do that and then get running, I do not ground for the rest of the day.
Right, because you're flighty.
Yeah. I'm all over the place. I am a coffee girl, so that is a bit of a bummer. I sort of kind of want these days to switch over to matcha and not drink coffee anymore. But I just love the smell of coffee. So I will have a coffee and just kind of like, just enjoy my morning. Yeah. And I do a lot of like peptides in the morning too, like NAD.
Yes, I definitely want to get into all those things.
That. And I feel like those have been game changer as well. So that's how I start.
Amazing. Well, before we get into all of those things, I really just want to talk about how you got to where you are today. So for anyone who's new to you, can you share a little bit about your background and how your own health journey has led you to the work that you do today and where you are in your life right now?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit of a long journey. I always try to cut it short because when I was a young kid, I was sick all the time. And I did get tested for a low white blood cell count. So they didn't really know what to do for that in those days. Since I'm 65. So years ago, there was no vitamin D and, vitamin C in any of those supplements. Okay. So it was always just get a sleep, and rest. And it was really hard. I never had the energy like the other kids or even my family or my parents. So it was very like mentally draining as well to always be called the sick kid. So all my life I got mono and strep and tonsillitis, a lot of Epstein-Barr stuff. And then went to college, was sick all the time there, and then moved to New York. Couldn't have been a worse place for me because I was from Arizona and the sun and the weather were so much better. But New York, I lived the fast pace of marketing, advertising world. Sick all the time in New York. Excuse me. And all of a sudden, I said to my husband, who I married, who was a New Yorker, I just got to slow down and get back to the sunshine and like a more mellow pace of life. And we moved to LA. And I ended up getting a job because I was in the advertising world with Vogue magazine. And I thought I had landed like the dream job. And I really had landed the job from hell.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, it was Devil Wears Prada. It was so stressful. And like 6 months into that job, I got diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah. So that was like my huge wake up call.
Of course.
And I was getting a massage. And as you could tell, I was always not feeling great. My energy was low. Emotionally, I wasn't great because I just was kind of like, what the hell is going on? Why can't I feel good? And I was getting a massage and the masseuse felt a lymph node on my collarbone. So I was getting a massage sitting up.
Okay.
And she's like, this shouldn't be on your collarbone.
Right.
So I went and got it checked out. And the next thing I knew, it was Hodgkin's. And it was an early stage.
What is Hodgkin's?
Hodgkin's is lymphatic disease.
Okay.
So cancer.
Yeah.
And so I went to like a bunch of doctors. They all took me down a big rabbit hole of chemo, radiation, like also worse. And also, do you have a donor to get, stem cells? And we have to freeze your eggs because I hadn't had kids yet. I was trying to get pregnant. I had had a bunch of miscarriages. So I guess I was sort of lucky in the miscarriages before the diagnosis. So I went to the masseuse was amazing, life-changing. Went to see this one doctor at St. John's here in Los Angeles. Didn't really want to go. He was a radiologist and he sat me down and looked at my slides. And he said, like, what is going on in your life? Are you stressed? Are you happy? What is your psychological makeup? And do you also asked a really important question. He said, do you love yourself? And I was like, what? Like, who asked that as a doctor, MD? And it was just very fascinating. And I just remember bursting into tears in his office. He was so sweet. And I was like, I'm not happy. I'm just always stressed. And I don't know what calm and like self-love feels like. I mean, that's foreign to me.
Yeah.
So he was like, we can deal with this. We just need to get your psyche, back on track. We need to get you more relaxed. We need to get you feeling good about yourself. I didn't go to him for treatment, but what it did for me was it woke me up and realized like the way I was living was not sustainable. Okay. Yeah. It was just a collision course, with not the right foods because I was eating sugar and carbs and coffee to keep my energy up. And
because you didn't have any energy.
Yeah, exactly. Never. And then also just like the fact that, we had never been taught how to love yourself. It was like an ego thing.
Yeah.
If you had this self-love, it was like you're egocentric. So I went into therapy, read every self-help book. I decided not to do chemo because of how I felt. I thought it would just wreck my body.
Probably would have.
Half the radiation still kind of wrecked my body. But the radiologist was really right on target with me.
So it helped.
Yeah. And then I changed my diet. I was a vegan. I did colonics. I did yoga. I did everything LA had to offer. I juiced like a crazy person. And I healed. And it was great.
That's crazy.
I know. And then I ended up getting hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's because they radiated my thyroid. So I'm sure it was from the radiation.
Sure.
And then going back to work with the stress, I ended up getting shingles and then I quit after that. But I ended up having 2 healthy girls and still tried to stay healthy for the most part. But then 11 and a half years later, my husband's diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So there's 2 kinds, Hodgkin's and non. The Hodgkin's is usually easier to treat. It's one kind of lymphoma. The non-Hodgkin's has multiple forms of lymphoma, and he had the multiple forms. And he was diagnosed at stage 3.
Oh, shit.
And he found a lymph node on his neck in October, November. Then more grew, and the doctor just kept putting him on antibiotics. And by March, he had 3 big lymph nodes.
That was just wrecking his gut.
Sticking out of his neck. So that's when he was diagnosed with stage 3. So if we had done it earlier, potentially he would still be here. He went the different route. I went the holistic route more so. He basically did 2 bone marrow transplants in a year and a half. I mean, his immune system was so wrecked. He didn't die from the cancer, but he died from fungal pneumonia after his second transplant.
That's terrible.
And he was terrified.
I'm so sorry.
I always take it back to his dad died of melanoma when he was 2 years old. And I know there's a huge correlation with what goes on in your early years. I don't know if you know this, but your first 7 years of your life, your subconscious is 100% downloaded. It is quite crazy. I mean, and you and I function 95% out of our subconscious and 5% conscious.
Yeah.
So we kind of like, if we have trauma in our early years, and it doesn't just have to be the first 7 years, but if we have things that go on, not just death or divorce, just things where people aren't trustworthy and we end up, just not feeling safe in the world.
Yeah.
We live in a fight or flight mode hugely. And that was him. That was me too. But, I think that he saw that cancer could kill and I never saw that. So I think there was a difference.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
It scared the shit out of him. Yeah. And that just didn't
manifested.
Wasn't able to heal and really be able to trust in that he could heal. I knew in my gut, in my instincts that I was going to heal from it.
And
but I don't think he did. Yeah.
And I know that, but what I'm about to say, I know that obviously like disease kills a lot of people and manifestation is not just going to get rid of disease by like wanting to be rid of it. But there is something about like being able to heal through believing that you can. And when someone doesn't believe that they can, it's definitely putting them on the like fear-based mentality, the opposite side of that.
Yeah.
And really pushing them in the wrong direction of like frequency and vibration of like what we put out. Yeah, right?
Absolutely. Because some of my favorite books were Radical Remission, and Kelly Turner did her PhD and investigated stage 4, and they all healed holistically. And basically, 10 modalities came out of it. 7 of them were emotional, mental, all of that, self-love. The 8th one was food, the 9th one was supplements, and the 10th one was exercise. So, I mean, that was crazy. I mean, these people did hardcore, like, left the country and went to meditate for a year somewhere else. Or, I mean, they just really had to like change their lives, and a lot of people can't do that and aren't capable of doing that. But that told me everything, as well as Dying to Be Me by Anita Morajami. She was in the hospital, tumors all over her body, was going to die. And I think she had this vision and she saw her friends and family so distraught that she was going to pass away that she willed herself back to live. She didn't want to die. And those tumors went away.
That's insane.
I mean, it's insane. Like there are stories out there and she's still here to talk about it. I mean, they're beautiful stories. I mean, that is something that, you really got to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
I mean, I preach both healing through Western and holistic, and Eastern and whatever works for you. But the mental part is massive. All the clients I see, when I get into their psyche, I always see there was something in there that has caused them to have a hardcore health issue. If it's autoimmune or cancer or even digestive issues.
So this really probably helped shine a light on that for your work.
Yes.
Is going through that. And that allows you to help people. That's so beautiful.
I know it's really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't fun to do and
of course
go through, but it's fun to be able to.
I'm not saying that was fun.
Yeah, I know. But to be able to like have have me have gone through it and seen the changes and be able to heal and see clients also change. I believe in all the, if it's talk therapy or it's plant medicine or hypnotherapy or energy healing or whatever it is that speaks to you and that gets your mind into a healthier, happier, more peaceful state.
Yeah.
And a belief in your system, in yourself.
Right. Of course.
Yep.
For those of you who like don't know what you do, what is it that you do now? Like what, I know you have clients. So like walk us through what it looks like when you work with clients.
I mean, my path has been like 15 years doing this. And I went back to school 17 years ago to a school that taught Eastern and Western holistic modalities in Los Angeles. It's a 2-year program. And I fell in love with it. I went back to actually teach myself how to live healthy and like just get to know what, also the emotional, modalities. I was really scared shitless from myself and my girls because like they had 2 parents that had cancer. So I really wanted to keep them healthy, keep me strong and healthy. I was definitely scared.
Hold on. I'm going to like throw another curveball question in here because how old were they when
their dad died?
Their dad died. Because was that in
they
like
were 10 and 7.
Okay, so they were still young. So what were you doing? Because you knew about that insight of like how those years can like really formulate, like you're in your subconscious. So like, how did you help make sure that like they didn't take those? Was there anything that you did?
I have to say that I didn't do the greatest job with that because I didn't know these things until recently.
Oh, you didn't read those back then?
Yeah, I learned about the subconscious, later in my work. So in the last 15 years, but I didn't know it then.
Got it.
But I just thought I would learn how to be just healthier. I was so depleted too. So I did this program, Eastern, Ayurvedic, Chinese medicine, and then all the Western stuff. It did have some psychology in there. And, healing modalities, learning about all the different ones, as well as acupuncture and some of those things, and food and supplements. It was really fun. When I graduated, Cafe Gratitude had just come down from San Francisco, a vegan restaurant. And my friend brought it down. And so she said, hey, will you put a food program together for me? And I did that. I did a cleanse for them for about 5 years. So I handheld the cleansers at Cafe Gratitude. And I saw what worked and didn't work for them, which was also beautiful. And during that time, I did another cleanse, but it was a macrobiotic cleanse with M Cafe. So they were the two kind of hot, like healthy restaurants at the time.
Yeah.
So I did that for about 6 years and handheld all of those people. So that was really fun for me because I would just investigate like what was going on with them when they weren't feeling well with doctors and on my own, just kind of read everything I could get my hands on. And then 13 years ago, I ended up starting my own cleanse. So I've had a cleanse for 13 years, 4 different cleanses, soup, salad, tonics, lattes, all the things that came from Cafe Gratitude, M Cafe that worked and didn't work, and homemade super seed bars and bone broth and all that. And I did that and cooked and delivered to people in Los Angeles. And we just closed it down in December because last year was crazy with the fires and GLPs and Ozempic. So it just got to be a little bit harder than, it was organic, glass jars, all of that. So it was tough to maintain.
Yeah.
So I did that. And then as like the years went on, I started seeing clients one-on-one and really loved that. And then over COVID, I got a little bit trained in functional medicine and blood work because I really wanted to like dive deeper into healing these people. So now what I do is I see clients and a lot of them do the blood work with me, very, very thorough blood work. And I'm able to like pinpoint exactly what's going on for them and also talk about their emotional well-being and their life at home and their psyche. And I have all these beautiful people I can send people too, if they need energy healing or they need hypnosis or they need a therapist, and I can send them to get really good food places. So that's what I do now. And I wrote a book called Cancer Hacks, and it was my story and my husband's story, what we did right and wrong. And right now I'm trying to finish Pro-Aging Hacks. Again, kind of what I've done right and wrong in the aging area.
Amazing.
So, because I do feel, for the most part, the best I've ever felt at 65.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
So let's tap into that because I wanted to get into peptides and what you do for yourself. So switching into that.
Yeah.
What are the peptides that you take? That you love? What are the ones that you've tried, not loved, and what are the ones that you're doing that you do love on a regular basis?
So I just really started 6 months ago.
Okay.
And I started on the copper, the GHUs, and the TB500 and the BPC 157. So I do those all together. Some people believe in all together. Some people believe you should do them separately. I do them with a peptide specialist and also a functional doctor. They're at a med spa here in LA. And I absolutely have, my skin, hair, nails, all of that has changed. My digestion has changed. I feel from the BPC.
Okay.
Antibodies have gone down for Hashimoto's. Yeah. The BPC is great for your gut. So
what else is it good for?
Good for muscle and tendon repair. And I have to say that when I do exercise, I don't get aches and pains either at this stage. So it's good for all of that.
Repairing.
Yeah. The TB is really anti-inflammatory, and the copper is for the hair, skin, and nails mostly. So I've done those cycle on and off, month on and month off. I've done Epitalon, which is for lengthening your telomeres. You only do that twice a year.
What are your telomeres?
Telomeres are chromosomes, and that actually they shorten as you get older.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it helps they cause aging.
Oh,
So when you lengthen them,
interesting.
you can reverse your years.
So is that recommended for people who are older, or can people who are younger also do it?
It could be. You know, I don't know if there's an age on it. I think it's just, I think personally, if you're tired and not feeling well and all of that, I think it's an easy thing to do. And I don't think it hurts you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not if you're younger and 30s and not feeling well.
And you've had nothing done to your face at all?
No,
nothing.
Botox. Yeah.
You have done Botox?
Yes, yeah, definitely. So, then no facelift. No, yeah, I've wanted one, but I haven't done it. I'm hoping that
it doesn't look like you need one.
Lasers are coming out where I don't need it. But so I've done those. I just started on.
Oh, sorry.
I got sick after the holiday and really sick with the viral thing. And so I went on thymosin alpha 1 just for immune
I've heard
support.
good things about that one.
Yeah. So, and I feel like that was the one thing that got me better.
Wow.
And so I'm staying on that right now, just doing that 2-3 times a week.
Amazing.
For the next month or so. And then I've done CELAC, SELANK. I run anxious. So, and I was feeling a little brain foggy from not feeling well after the holiday. So that, I got to say, has been so crazy beautiful because I just started it.
What does it do for you?
It just calms your system. It calms your nervous system. It is crazy.
What is it called again?
And it helps CELAC.
Link.
C-Link. Yeah, C-Link. So it SELANK.
Okay.
So beautiful one as well. Trying to think if I'm missing one. I've done, that's pretty much it at the moment. So
that one sounds
amazing. Do NAD shots. I've been doing that for 2 years. I did the pills, precursors. Sometimes I do both, the precursors, NMM or NR, and then the NAD shots.
I love NAD. I love NAD so much.
It's life-changing.
I started it when I was still breastfeeding. And when my daughter was like 7 or 8 months, I started it. Yeah. And the difference in energy levels that I feel is
incredible. Yeah, I know.
Like it's so much easier to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you tried glutathione? That's obviously not a peptide. It's an antioxidant, but
absolutely.
Have you injected it?
No. Yes, I have in IVs, but I actually am doing just a glutathione supplement, a liposomal one that I do daily.
I do the injections too at home.
That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably should do that with my mold exposure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I was lucky also with all that menopause stuff and the hormones as well. When I was 46, I had an ablation because I had polyps on my uterus after my husband passed away. And then it went into early menopause.
Oh, goodness.
And my doctor was really brilliant at the time, which is kind of crazy because he was just an OBGYN and a man. Yeah. But he put me on, he put me on all three, like estradiol, progesterone.
So you were on HRT?
Yeah. And testosterone, that was 20 years ago. And I never had menopause symptoms. So
that's amazing.
I know.
Sorry, which ones were you on?
I was on all three. So testosterone, progesterone, and estradiol. And today, doctors still don't put women on all three.
What's estradiol?
Estradiol is the estrogen. Estradiol is what it's called.
Okay.
It's estrogen. There's 3 different kinds of estrogen.
Oh,
and that's
there's
one
different
of them.
kinds of them. I didn't realize.
So estradiol is usually the one that we are all put on for menopause.
Got it.
So I was put on those and been really successful with that.
Yeah, because
I'm a big fan.
HRT is something that it's like a big buzzword right now.
It's huge. And it's
Do you talk to your clients about it too?
All the time. Yeah, and I do test their hormones. And I even test 20-year-old hormones and they're off.
I feel like mine are, I'm 35 and I feel like mine are off after having a baby.
Absolutely.
I just had my blood drawn with my acupuncturist because I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel right. Something is off. And as a woman that your hormones are off. You can feel it.
Yeah. And you always have to trust yourself.
Yeah.
Even if your blood work comes back and it looks in range, normal, there is definitely something off. Yes. Yeah. And there's so much to do for hormones. I love hormones because
let's talk about them.
Yeah. Even pre-menopause, perimenopause, let's say you don't want to go on HRT and don't need to yet. There are 2 steroid hormones that come out of your adrenals, pregnenolone and DHEA.
Okay.
So and of course, all of us are stressed and our adrenals are fatigued. So those hormones do deplete very early, more so than before pre and perimenopause.
Okay.
So there are supplements to actually support your DHA and pregnenolone that are life-changing.
Okay.
So they support your whole endocrine system. So pregnenolone supports your thyroid, your adrenals, all your hormones, the testosterone, progesterone, and estradiol.
I didn't know that.
And then DHA does estradiol and testosterone.
And my husband takes DHA, but
really?
women can take it too.
Yeah, totally. Men can do all this as well.
Well,
that's
is
really
he taking DHA? What is DHA?
DHA is the steroid hormone coming out of your adrenals.
I feel like I've
Or is
seen
it
that
DHA? Omega-3s are, EPA, DHA, but there is DHA that does help, give you energy and helps testosterone.
Okay, so, that's what he's probably taking it for. I think I've seen that before. It does
help you support your own testosterone levels.
That's what he was taking it for, I think, at some point.
I mean, men really get slighted in this area.
Yes.
Sadly, because they could use it.
Yeah.
But women really do need to really most likely be on all three.
Okay.
When they are in menopause.
Is there anything else that you recommend or that you've worked with women on for hormones?
I mean, I would say, just the thyroids are always, not optimal. So that's...
Do you have to check your thyroids with a specific test?
Yeah, with specific blood work.
Okay.
Yeah, usually TSH is tested, which is just your thyroid stimulating hormone. And the active form of your thyroid is free T3. So I rarely see free T3. I see TSH and T4, which is so crazy. And then when that's low and sluggish, they'll put them on Synthroid or levothyroxine, which is just T4, not test the T3, and they still don't feel well. So that's huge. That also, when your adrenals are fatigued, it throws off your thyroid. And then if your thyroid's not working properly and you're stressed, it throws off all your hormones. So it's just how that cycle works. So it's really important to test adrenals with cortisol levels when you wake up and see what your cortisol levels are through the day. And then, basically knowing what your sleep cycles are and how much you're sleeping. And then just thyroid tests, blood tests are really easy to do. Yeah. Hormones are easy to do. That whole system is really important for women to be optimal.
So checking your thyroid is important to also understand your hormones because they could be throwing it off.
Totally.
That could be throwing it off.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then what are some things that somebody can take to help with that?
Well, I mean, thyroid, there are T3.
Aside
from T4 medications that I love, Armor.
Aside from those.
Yeah. So really it would be restoring your adrenals, but that's 8 hours of sleep. Women need a minimum of 8 hours of sleep to restore their adrenals because that's where we restore. Men.
Yeah, we need way more sleep than men.
We do. We do. And it's really important. And also, throwing in adaptogens to help support those adrenals.
Okay, yeah.
I love also liposomal C for adrenals. I love licorice root extract. That is my number one herb that I like. I mean, if you don't have low blood pressure, it's crazy amazing because it helps maintain your cortisol levels throughout the day in a better way.
Okay.
But it also kind of wakes you up and gives you energy and is crazy for restoring your adrenals. Yeah. And then holy basil. I've never had luck with ashwagandha, but everybody talks about it.
Really?
And, yeah. I don't know why.
On you personally or your people you work with?
Yeah. Me personally. So I'm a holy basil girl. That's the queen of adaptogens.
It's so different for everybody. I guess. You kind of have to try and see what works.
Yeah. It absolutely does.
There isn't I guess what I'm saying is there isn't a one fits all. So if you're out there wondering what you should do, you kind of have to test it out.
There is, because you want to know just what the stress levels are and what the workload is and kid life and, just sleep. All of that stuff is really important. And what are you doing to, restore yourself?
Yeah.
And then I give my clients different things, because they're not doing things to restore themselves or they are doing things to restore themselves, but still have low energy. So, but I take a thyroid supplement from New Zealand and it comes from a grass-fed cow because a lot of the Armor or Nature thyroid are from a pig gland, like thyroid. Yeah. This is from a cow thyroid. So has T1, T2, T3, T4, all the T's that you need to support your thyroid. I've loved it. I think it's amazing. It's not FDA approved, but it has changed my life.
Where do you get it from?
You can get it from their website, and it just comes from New Zealand.
Oh.
Yeah, because they have more restrictions there. So it's, really, I trust it. It's been great.
Cool.
So my clients who are on levothyroxine or Synthroid, I'll just put them on that, my Thyrovance as well.
Oh, as well.
Yeah, to get them more, motivated and feel better. And then as time goes on, hopefully take them off the synthetic drugs that they're on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great.
But the thyroid is huge and adrenals are huge. And doctors just, even like endocrinologists still don't do thorough blood work on,
That's so
thyroid.
upsetting.
Yeah, it is. And test the cortisol
they're
levels.
supposed to.
Or just find out what's going on in women's lives if they're stressed or, overworking or over-exercising.
The over-exercising can be a big thing
it
too.
Is.
Because like doing too much HIIT, for example, can be really bad for your hormones.
Totally. It wears you out. It wears your adrenals out.
Yeah, which then affects your hormones.
Yeah, all
which
of it.
People aren't understanding that there's like a connection
totally
between adrenals and your hormones.
Yes, absolutely. And food, food also can help you reset. I mean, I think we've become, I'm really big into protein. I'm not like a protein junkie like a lot of people are these days, but I feel like you really do need to get, 30 grams of protein each meal, which is very sufficient.
Yeah.
I think over 100 seems to be a lot because I don't know how well you could break it down, but you also need complex carbs and fiber and other foods into your diet, that are important. But we become such a protein crazed society. We're negating carbs,
you still need carbs.
Yeah. Because the carbs calm down your central nervous system and they restore your adrenals.
Is that why when we're on our periods, we crave carbs?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they're so crucial. So everybody nowadays and they forget about fiber, they forget about carbs.
It's just
they do watch their sugar to some degree, but we're also not eating enough vegetables either, our society. So that's super important. I mean, I say 8 cups a day. I mean, people.
How many?
8.
8?
I know.
Oh my goodness. I'm definitely not eating enough.
I know. Does that sound like a lot?
Yeah.
But I feel, I think that what I do is I put a lot of the cups into a juice.
Are you still getting the fiber from it?
I throw them in the blender now and I get the fiber. Yeah. So I probably get 3 or 4 cups, which really does help. And I have a salad for lunch and I have vegetables for dinner. So I probably get to the 8, maybe not every day, but
most days.
Yeah.
When you're throwing the vegetables in the blender for a juice, how do you make it liquidy? Because some of them aren't obviously.
Add water.
Oh, you just add water.
But I actually do celery, cucumber.
Okay, so those have a lot.
Those have a lot of water. Lemon, ginger, then romaine has crazy nutrients. I mean, I think a lot of people think it's a throwaway, lettuce, but it's full of nutrients and does have some protein.
Oh, I didn't.
I know. Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start eating more romaine.
So that is all water. The celery, cucumber, romaine is usually water. So, but I usually do throw some water in.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then you get fiber and you get the greens and you get all these minerals and you get hydrated.
Yeah, no,
so
I love
a good way to start.
Yeah, I love that about cucumber.
Yeah.
I was eating one yesterday and I buy it from the farmer's market. There's this one stand they're so juicy and I'm like, I've never tasted a cucumber like this before.
Right. I know. It's sad when they don't have a good taste.
Well, I find that a lot of the food from the supermarket in general, like a lot of a lot of the vegetables and the fruit, they don't have as much flavor as they should because they're older because they've been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating because that's what like the vast majority of the people are consuming.
I know. It was really hard to see what's happening with the food supply in the United States. It's still kind of shitty.
It's terrible. It's really, that upsets me.
Yeah.
A lot.
Too many additives, too many, just like dyes and fillers and everything. And you're right. I mean, the farmer's market is the best way to go if you have a farmer's market in your city.
Because at least it's more fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
it's just,
and I also, when you don't, I think it's really important to buy frozen organic because it's been picked and frozen right away.
Yeah, so it retains more nutrients.
Yeah.
Where people don't think that about frozen foods.
I know they think it's crappy or like cheaper, not. It's
better.
Good, yeah. Absolutely.
Technically than the fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this isn't rocket science.
No.
It's about the main thing. Sleep is just crucial because your brain detoxes at night. Your body resets, that's when your hormones reset, all of that. Your adrenals restore.
Yeah.
That's crucial. Then hydration is kind of my next thing. People just don't drink enough water.
No.
Or clean, good water.
No.
So that's huge. Women need 96. Men need 120. That doesn't mean you have to drink strictly water. You can have that juice. You can have a soup. You can have decaffeinated tea. You can have things, cucumbers, whatever is like salad, that's hydrating, but we're drinking coffee, we're eating sugar, we're taking over-the-counter synthetic medications.
Stuff that dehydrates us.
So dehydrate. And animal protein dehydrates us.
Does it?
Yeah, because it takes a lot of water to break that down.
So then if you're eating more animal protein, do you need to be consuming more water?
Yes, you do.
Interesting. I did not know that.
I would say don't drink water during your meal. That's also really important because it dilutes your digestive enzymes.
I've heard this before. Yeah. It's really hard to do that sometimes.
Try to, if you're over 100 grams of protein and you're up there, you really do need a lot of water.
How much more water?
That's a really good question. I would say just...
Or does it depend on your body size?
Yeah, absolutely. So, people don't even get to the 96 for women. They get to 64 usually a day.
Yeah.
That's really the minimum.
Not enough, though.
So, and I love mineral powders because it forces you to drink the water sometimes if your water doesn't taste so good.
Electrolytes, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then it does have minerals that the water goes into the cells with minerals.
Right.
So a lot of times it just stays hanging outside the cell. If it's just a regular water with no minerals.
Yeah.
And you'll just pee it out.
Right. So it's not even hydrating you.
Yeah. You want to not go pee all the time.
Would you say though, if you're using more than one electrolyte packet a day that it's too much, or would you say that it's better to be drinking your water with it in it?
I think it is better to be drinking your water in it. Yeah. It forces me. I do 2 packets a day.
Yeah, me too.
So it forces me to drink. I feel better, energized.
Yeah. So, I drink one. I like the peak tea ones. I like them. I eat the pink ones in the morning and then the blue one at night before I go to sleep. That way I know at least I'm getting full hydration in the morning and at night. But I do drink a lot of water. I really think that, I think I asked even a friend the other day and I was like, she's breastfeeding. I was like, are you drinking electrolytes? And she's like, no, I don't really like things flavored. And I said, you really should be drinking electrolytes in your water, especially if you're breastfeeding. I remember I could not drink enough water or electrolytes when I was breastfeeding because it's thirsty. So dehydrating.
Right.
I couldn't, I always felt dehydrated, even if I was drinking 4 packets.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And Peak is great. They have a great product. So I love them.
Yeah, me too.
Really fan
That's
of
what
theirs.
the matcha is.
Yeah. Oh, this is Peak? Oh, it does taste it's very mellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too strong.
Yeah.
I would say also another huge thing we talk about is going to the bathroom every day, pooping. Pooping is huge. It's the first line of defense of detoxing your body. Yeah. And you can imagine how many people walk around constipated. And
I was for most of my life.
Oh, really?
It was horrible.
Yeah. So that is not good.
No. Yeah. Because you're holding
on to all these toxins in your system. And you're not supposed to have food just staying in your system.
No.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It causes all kinds of health issues. Yeah.
I know.
So we're really supposed to go after every meal. That is a lot as well. Because the reason being we're too stressed. We're not digesting our food. We're not drinking enough water. We're not having enough fiber, so we're not going 3 times.
Yeah. And I find that we're not chewing our food enough.
Yeah.
Most people are chewing really quickly and then swallowing.
True.
And I try to chew my food a lot, but what would you say is the most that you should be, how many times should we chew our food before swallowing it?
It is something is it 20 sometimes or something like that?
20 to 30?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I definitely am not great at that. I am a fast eater too sometimes. So, it is pretty smart to just relax and not look at any screens and just enjoy your food.
We digest our food better when we're
I know. It's
in
important.
Parasympathetic.
Yes.
But most of us are eating in sympathetic.
Exactly.
And we're stressed and standing and all these things.
And that causes us not to go to the bathroom too. So,
yeah.
Yeah. It's really, I had a digestive cleanse. I had 50 grams of fiber on the cleanse.
Oh, wow.
And it was a gut reset. And, it was funny. One client, I'll never forget, was very constipated, could never believe she would ever go to the bathroom 3 times a day. But at the end of the 5 days of doing this program, she was so ecstatic because she felt so light and good. And the fact that she could actually get to that place where she could go 3 times a day was like just a highlight for her.
I mean, speaking from somebody who couldn't go to the bathroom for a really long time, then when I started to go to the bathroom, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, you feel so much better because it creates like a cloudiness, like a heaviness, because you're holding on to all of that crap.
Yeah. Yep.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Literally. No, I know. It's not, But it's like those simple things, the sleep, the water, the poop, going to the bathroom, that's the base of everything.
Yeah.
Then it's really just, hopefully finding some joy and love for yourself.
That's a big one too. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Where you can get into the parasympathetic nervous system.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
And not be so stressed out and living in fight or flight mode. So that's crucial. But none of that stuff is expensive.
No.
Right. And nowadays everyone's like, this health world is so expensive. There's so much modalities I have to be doing. And, the food is so expensive. So, there are things that are free that,
bringing it back to the basics.
Yeah. That are important.
Definitely.
And if you have the basics, then you build on them.
For sure. There are other things that you can obviously do too that are more expensive.
Exactly.
To like amplify everything.
Yeah. The modalities that are out there are like crazy in terms of just, the cryos and the just infrareds and, hyperbaric chambers. And,
I love hyperbaric chambers.
It's great. And also all the peptides. There are thousands of them. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
There will be more and more coming out all the time.
Were there any of them? I'm just going to take it back to that really quickly. Were there any that you tried that you didn't like?
Yes, there was. I'm trying to think. There was one that my friend was trying to get me to like was one that makes your pigment come out. And it's a self-tanning one.
Oh, yes.
So I think bodybuilders use it.
Yes.
It was terrible.
Instead of doing the spray tan.
Yeah, instead of doing the spray tan, I was getting brown spots, and so was she.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we stopped that one, but that would have been kind of nice to be tanned all year round.
Definitely.
Yeah, but that didn't work. That was not good.
Have you tried any of the GLP-1s?
No, I never had to do that. So tons of clients have.
Yeah.
And it has changed their life. And especially ones who had a lot of food noise in their head. It's also they've cut back on alcohol.
Really?
Because it actually stops your feeling that you need alcohol or also drugs. It really does help the noise in your head for addictions, any kind of addictions across the board.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They're life-changing, really. It's been crazy, like what's happening out there with them. And they have been around for over 20 years.
They're just they can be a little scary to me though, because they can cause like issues with
digestive issues.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that right now, when you're microdosing them on a really small dose.
They're not doing that.
No, they're not doing that mostly. Some clients will have a little bit of it, but most of them don't. So if they go a little too high, sometimes they'll do low, then she'll move them up to a little higher dose and they won't feel good. And they'll just go back to the low.
Yeah.
And it still does do what it needs to do.
Wow.
I think that's kind of the magic.
Is microdosing it?
Yeah.
So you haven't tried the microdose at all?
No, not those. Weight has not been my issue. It's been other things.
Right. But for example, I know somebody who's taking it for like inflammation, for autoimmune issues, and not for weight loss at all.
PCOS, it's great for,
Really?
Yes, because it's anti-inflammatory.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But also it's a little confusing because TB 500 is really anti-inflammatory,
So
UPC,
how do you choose?
It's hard to choose.
Yeah.
Right now there are certain ones that are hot.
Yeah.
And so everyone's doing them.
Yes.
So that's kind of where it's being directed. And I always recommend working with a naturopath or a holistic.
Someone who's really educated
functional
in them.
doctor. There are doctors out there that are charging a lot of money for these things. So I would say that I don't love that. Like they're charging a lot for a session with the client. They're charging a lot for the peptides. Peptides are not expensive.
No.
So I would just say to warn people that you can investigate and try to find a place that isn't as expensive, but maybe not cheap, somewhere in the middle, because there are certain brands that are worthwhile, and there are ones that are, probably not so great.
Well, yeah, you also want to make sure that the sourcing of them is proper, right?
Yeah. Just like the supplements, because supplements are a dime a dozen, and they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, aren't
tested.
Really, and clean.
It's really upsetting.
Yeah. Or people are copying certain popular supplements and then putting them on Amazon or places, and they don't have at all what they say they have in them.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole other ball game, supplements, because a lot of my clients will jump on certain supplements because they're being promoted on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
And don't really know how much dosage they should be taking to actually help heal what they're trying to heal. And that has been challenging, turmeric or curcumin is really amazing for lowering inflammation, but you really got to take 1,200 milligrams at a minimum. And you probably should be taking liposomal one because it is a fat herb that needs to be digested with fat, like vitamin D too. Your vitamin D levels need to be like anywhere from I would say over 50 at least, but 60 to 80 ml on your blood work. I mean, but there's a vitamin D cell receptor in every cell in your body.
Okay.
So it's not just for immunity. It's for hormones. It's for brain fog. It's for gut health.
Oh, wow.
It's for energy. It's for lowering cholesterol.
Targeted just for immunity. That's what everyone thinks it's for.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to be firing all cylinders if your vitamin D isn't over 50 on your blood work. So that's an easy one. But there's, EPA, DHA, you should be 1,200 to 2,000 milligrams. I mean, they're berberine for, blood sugar and digestive issues. It really is 1,200 milligrams, 600s. But people just, when I see what they're taking, but they might be taking 300.
They're not taking enough.
Yeah.
So it's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. It gets frustrating.
And are a lot of these, I'm guessing a lot of the supplement brands aren't, their dosages aren't high enough?
Yeah, aren't high enough. Yeah.
Because people are just following what it says on the bottle.
Totally.
And so then when they're not instructed by somebody, they're just taking what they see as recommended.
Yes.
And then it's not enough. So it's just a waste of money because you're not getting anywhere.
A total waste of money.
That's
and a
so
total
frustrating.
Frustration.
Yeah.
Because people don't like taking all these pills.
No.
And they want to take them to have them heal them from whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And so that has been fascinating to me because I've been in the supplement world just investigating it since I had cancer.
Yeah.
So 30 some years, just because I was always trying to feel better and try different things to, just feel not have brain fog or have better digestion or all of those things.
What are some of the supplements that were you taking supplements when you were trying to heal back then?
Yes, I totally was.
What were some of the ones that you were taking that you think made a difference?
I mean, it's interesting because I'm still I'm back on the one that I was taking then. It's called Host Defense. It's 7 different kinds of mushrooms.
Okay.
By my community. I love all the mushroom supplements, lion's mane and cordyceps and reishi. So I was doing a lot of that when I had the cancer. I think I was doing vitamin C. I love liposomal C, but I was doing regular C in those days. I was doing D. I'm trying to think of what else. I think I might have been doing omegas, a multi, things like that. So, but now there's just crazy amount of supplements out there.
So many.
Yes. And I recommend the basics like D, omegas probably, because they're crucial for mood and, inflammation, all that. Everybody has some inflammation. I love probiotics just because to reset your gut, everybody's had some type of antibiotics or stress or, kind of bacteria infections that have gotten into their gut. So probiotics are important, a really good B complex, because Bs are water soluble. They're great for stress and they're water soluble. So they go through your system within 24 hours. So taking that daily is really important, or a good multi, and then I would say, what else do I love? Trying to think, omegas, probiotics, D, Bs. I mean, and then on top of that is really just probably a good multi that has zinc and selenium and everything else in it. Magnesium is a no-brainer. Nobody has enough magnesium in their body. And magnesium is crucial for calming your central nervous system and sleeping and going to the bathroom regularly. So that's another one. A lot of clients take this one magnesium from Pure Encapsulations, which is great, glycinate, but it's 125 milligrams and it's not enough.
How much is
400
enough?
to 500.
Wow.
And you can go up to 1,000. So like some people need 1,000, some people need 400. So you just like, you'll know if you take too much because your stool will be loose. But you just,
I thought the magnesium citrate was what helped with loosen the stools. Is that?
It's great citrate is great for anxiety. So magnesium oxide is one that really helps you go to the bathroom.
Oh, I've taken citrate though, and it does help me go to the bathroom.
All of them do. All of them do. Okay. They do. All magnesiums do. But oxide is like a rotor for your intestines.
Got it.
Yeah, they all help.
You mentioned at the beginning before we started that you got tested for like BPAs and you were high and all that. What are you doing now? What were you high in, and what are you doing now to try to mitigate that?
I was surprised with the BPAs, but I guess
maybe. What were you high in?
BPA was high in. Arsenic I'm high in.
Oh my goodness.
I had a lot of different molds I was high in, but I just moved recently. I sold my house last year and I moved into a new house 3 months ago. So I feel like there's something in the house that is causing me to be exposed to the mold. So right now, I'm not on an antifungal yet. So I might have to go on that. If I start to feel bad, I feel like, but I'm doing oregano oil capsules, activated charcoal. I'm doing like histamine response to help with the detoxification of my gut, and probiotics for that. And glutathione as well. Yes, and glutathione.
How do you deal with the BPAs? Because I know that plastics can be very difficult
to excrete from the body.
So like, what do you do?
I mean, I really am just doing all of those things for all of it.
There isn't anything specific for BPAs.
Yeah, there is for the arsenic and mercury and all of those things. There is a supplement from Pure Encapsulations that has really beautiful things in for heavy metals.
Okay.
So I think it's really just like getting on a kind of a detoxification, getting your pathways to work properly. So going to the bathroom, like I said, is important, staying hydrated, getting things flowing out of your system, sweating. I don't sweat enough, but sweating is crucial.
Yeah.
If it's hot yoga or infrared saunas, I think that's really important. Or lymphatic drainage is really important.
Yeah, I just started doing that type of treatment. I get endospheres done. Have you ever had that done?
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed.
Yes,
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think it's so much better than the manual massage.
I do too.
I think it like really just, you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just did one and I was like, it was amazing. I got treated to one and I just signed up to do like a whole series of them.
Yeah.
Because they are great.
Yes, they are.
I want everyone to do them.
Same. But they're
also great for your digestion, right?
Yeah.
If you're having some constipation issues.
Yeah.
And you're bloating.
Yeah. Well, because it helps bring blood flow to the area. So it would help get things moving.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm hopefully I won't get sick and feel bad. We're still investigating where the mold's coming from. And then I might have to go on antifungal, but I'm not looking forward to that.
And like just a regular antifungal, like one that's prescribed?
Yes. Yeah. And over the counter.
I had to go on that one time for this yeast infection that like would not go away.
Yeah.
And I tried everything. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just have to take something that will just get rid of it, and then you can deal with the repercussions after. Yeah. But like,
I am a big fan of that. Even like with people always ask me antidepressants or should I go on them or
sometimes
cholesterol
you need
meds
them.
or, sometimes you or thyroid medication. Sometimes if you're feeling really shitty or you're scared or what you should. And then until you get to a place where maybe
you don't need them anymore.
You're more balanced and you can take other alternatives.
Yeah.
But I am a fan of like over-the-counter meds as well.
Yeah.
I think they're a great Band-Aid. And if you need them, you need them.
Yeah, for sure. I love that too. Well, before we wrap, I wanted to ask a personal question.
Yes.
What is one thing that you would tell your younger self today? Or it can be more than one.
It's always hard with the one thing, but there is one thing. I mean, really, honestly, I wished that I had really appreciated who I was at a younger stage. Like I said, really believed in myself and believed in what I knew and my instincts, even at that younger age, not listening to everybody else around me, and listening to myself and believing in myself. I think that life would have been a whole hell of a lot easier, and just really like nowadays, I just always tell my girls, they're 30 and 27, just like have that self-love and self-worth. That is crucial just for everything in your life, for relationships, for, health and just like work, everything. If you have that in your body and you're important and you're worth something, and even with all your flaws, nothing's better.
Yeah.
So it just, would have loved to have known that.
Yeah.
I just learned it like 5 years ago.
It's tough because we wish that we knew some of these things when we were younger, because it would have made such a big difference.
It would have. But then I wouldn't be here, right? Talking about my story, and I've gone through such a difficult, stages in my life. So, and I'm really appreciative and grateful for those stages. It's crazy. I just, because I get to help people because I've been through all the shit that they're going through, and I can tap into their pain or their dark places. And that's also pretty amazing, because I think when you're helping people and you haven't been there yourself, sometimes it's hard to relate.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. My mom died of glioblastoma a few years ago. So losing somebody.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand losing somebody from cancer is
rough.
Yeah. It's really rough.
And that is becoming I'm hearing about that more and more. And I hate the fact that that's becoming more, of what
too many people are dying from it.
Yep.
I think there is a cure out there, and we're just not. They're not using it.
I'm just curious, what do you think caused hers? Do you even know?
No.
Okay.
We don't.
Because everybody is talking about EMFs and phones and,
So, it could have been that, or it could have been, we really don't know. It was really aggressive because it was stage 4. Yeah. But yeah.
So she didn't have symptoms.
She was getting headaches. Okay. I remember. So she died in 2021. My wedding was 2019. I remember before my wedding, something was shifting with her mind. So she was showing symptoms beforehand, I think, with her memory, things like that. And then 2020 hit, and that summer she was acting a little funky at one point, and also her headaches were really bad. She didn't tell us. My sister and I didn't know. She never really told us about these things. She was having really bad headaches. And I was sitting at the time, her boyfriend was a surgeon. Yeah. So you would think that maybe somebody would tell her, go see a doctor. Yeah, You're having these terrible headaches. So she was having all these bad headaches, and then it got worse and worse. And she was on a trip in Italy. And she was complaining about all of these issues with the screens and her not being able to
she got blurry vision or something?
A little bit, and not being able to type certain things. It kind of started to really go downhill. And then she was at the Venice Film Festival, and somebody that was with her told us that she fell and was having a hard time seeing. And then she was admitted into the hospital there. And that's when they found a mass on her brain. And then they called us, obviously, and so we found out about that. And then she was transported, but somebody flew her home on their plane. And then she had brain surgery, and then they found the tumor. Then we realized what it was here. They couldn't figure out what it was there. They couldn't figure out what stage it was. And then they figured it out here. And then it was a 15-month.
Was it in LA?
Yes. Keith Black, Dr. Keith Black. Yeah, he was the surgeon. So he removed the tumor. He had 2 different surgeries. So I think that helped her live longer. But ultimately she didn't even die from the cancer.
Wow.
She died from, I can't remember exactly what it is. I blocked a lot of it out. But she was having some sort of internal bleeding, and she something else happened because of all the treatments. She had a lot of radiation done. She was taking chemo. She had a lot of injections. And it was, again, the cancer doesn't necessarily always kill people. It's the treatment that you go through to try to save your life. So she ended up not going through, obviously, the holistic route. She went the full medical route. And that just...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's just devastating. Your mom and, just like my husband, not seeing his daughters grow up and seeing his grandbaby. And it's
That's
really
awful.
hard. Yeah. It never gets easy.
No.
20 years later, I just think all the time about, wow, this is so crazy, so. Have
you met anyone? Are you?
I have.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Dating in LA is not easy.
No.
That's a whole other podcast. At this stage and age in my life, you know, the men in LA want like a 50-year-old, not a 65-year-old.
Well, you look great for your age.
Thank you. But yes, I have met some really nice men, so it's been fun. But it is, I did meet someone. I was with him for 18 years.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, he did help raise my girls, and then we split up a year and a half ago. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it was for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to end with a little prayer.
Okay.
May we carry what we need, release what we don't, and stay open to the magic that is unfolding. Thank you for sipping your matcha and sharing your heart with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for listening to No Matcha, No Mama. If you loved the episode, share with a friend, leave a review, or come say hi. You can find me on Instagram at Dina De Laurentiis or TikTok at No Matcha, No Mama. If you want to connect with my lovely guest, Elissa, you can find her on Instagram at Elissa Goodman, and her website is elissagoodman.com if you want to work with her. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube, my Spotify, my Apple Podcasts if you never want to miss an episode. And remember, thriving takes intention. See you next time.